They're the Combini Boys. They're the Combini Boys. They're the Combini Boys.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
It's going well, Mike. Just found my weekend passing the time watching fake Tourette's on TikTok. Actually, I was just reading a new article in the Wall Street Journal about how new neurological disorders are showing up in the doctor's office. This was published today, so I'll have to catch up on all the new fads that are... Actually, this is pretty troubling, but yeah. Well, I should move on, actually. Mike, how are things? Is it official now? Are you the Elden Lord, or what's your status?
That's right. Yeah, thanks, Matt, for reminding me. I am the Elden Lord.
Oh, thank goodness.
I am the Lord, the King of Elden Ring. And Matt, I ended up, I clocked in over 100 hours, 120 hours or so. I think I was level 140 or so.
Sounds high.
Yeah, it was high. But I took my time. I was exploring side areas, and I ended up going with the Ronnie's ending, Matt.
Ronnie's. There's a good clam shack nearby called Ronnie's.
Well, this is a different Ronnie. So at the end, you have a choice. You can sort of recreate the Elden Ring. You can rebuild the Elden Ring. Or there are many other endings, and I chose the Ronnie ending, and I summoned Ronnie at the end, and she could be the Elden Lord, I guess, and then we all went to the moon, I think. So, I think I made a good choice, and I'm happy to be done. I got to be honest, I was putting in late nights, and I was starting to get really pissed off. I was, slow to wake up, and then I'd be in a bad mood, and then it's just you gotta pull back. You gotta get your life in control again. So Matt, anyways, I'm happy to say I am the Elden Lord.
Congratulations, Mike. That's big. All right, well, as usual, Mike, we got a lot of convenient news to talk about this week. And it does feel like this time of year it's holiday after holiday over there in Japan, and one that's coming up in May is called Kodomo no Hi, or Children's Day. And Mike, Seiko Mart has something special for the kiddos out there. They're doing some fashionable cakes, and when I mean fashionable, Mike, I'm talking about Kabuto helmet cakes. Kabuto, it's like a samurai warrior's helmet, Mike. And yeah, can you believe the look of this cake? So imagine a samurai helmet, and it's got that kind of fancy horn on top.
Oh, yeah.
Really classy. This isn't some low-end, farmer samurai. This is kind of top of the food chain, not doing a whole lot of extra labor. He's probably got some origami or some, craft work on a side gig. That kind of level, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
And, they also have of course, the strawberry shortcake with the koi nobori, the flying koi fish, the great symbol of Children's Day. But Mike, I gotta say, something that caught my attention here: big difference in price between these two cakes, and I'm surprised. Yeah. Because the Kabuto cake, which is very fancy, highly decorative, 1,800 yen, and then the strawberry shortcake, 3,600 yen.
Yeah.
But, yes, anyway, what's going on with this,
Yeah. No, Matt, I gotta say, I was looking as well, kind of thrown off by these numbers. One, is very decorative here. This is obviously a lot of effort has gone in to make this samurai helmet cake, the Kabuto, cake. And the price is a little bit sketchy to me, but I did see it. Apparently, I never knew this. There are cake sizes, apparently. So the Kabuto size is a 4, a 4. And the...
Oh, that's a designated size.
Apparently, it might be. I'm not sure. This might be just Seiko Mart.
That's maybe the prices are so big because of federal regulations on cake size.
Yeah, well, exactly. But, Matt, this is not a big cake. Let's be honest. This Kabuto cake is 11 centimeters. 11 centimeters, Matt. That's like a cupcake almost.
Is choke, is that Is that the radius or the diameter?
Diameter.
11 centimeter diameter. Mm-hmm. What's that, 5 inches?
That's 4 and a little. That's about a cake,
How
it's
can
about...
you even get that much decoration on a 4-inch wide cake?
Right, I think you need some sort of like high-tech machinery that can like laser cut, like...
This is like a CNC machine doing this kind of work. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Whereas with the strawberry cake, we do get another 4 centimeters, which is almost 2 inches. And so, you're paying that extra, double the price, I guess.
But the height goes down from 7 centimeters on the Kabuto cake to 5 centimeters on the strawberry shortcake.
Right. That's a good point. So in terms of total volume, I think it might be close here.
A lot of that height's, though, coming from the decorations. I don't know if they're counting. The horn seems to go above the actual cake base. I wonder if they're counting that towards the height. Yeah. Anyway, what also caught my attention here, Mike, they have a side menu.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, they got some recommended combos here.
Okay.
The one that I like is the for 2,880 yen, you can get a pizza, a cheese top pretty mix pizza, which has all kinds of toppings on it. Plus the Kabuto cake. I got to tell you, Mike, throw a bong in that picture, and I'm set up for the evening. You got a cheese pizza, a Kabuto cake, and a little maybe not root beer float, because that knocked me out the other day. Maybe a little Pura Vida or Black Mamba number 7. You got a good evening ahead.
Well, I gotta say that does look great. If you're, I do like the B set as well, man. I'm not gonna lie. This is, hey, you're getting pretty much for the price of the cake plus 180 yen. They're throwing in some wagashi, Matt. What do we got here? We got some sweet mochi, wrapped up. And I say, hey, that looks, pretty good to me.
Classy.
So classy, exactly. But I do think if you're gonna have a party, you do want some pizza or something. So maybe if you're really serious, you want to look at that D set, right?
Oh, you certainly do want to look at that D set, because you're getting the strawberry shortcake, which I don't necessarily agree with. That's taking up half the price, by the way.
Yeah.
But then you get this giant platter of sushi, which looks awesome. You get the wagashi, and then holy damn moly, Mike, you got, what is that? Big slices of ham. You got eggs. Bunch of fried stuff. I see some taru sauce on there. And there it is. That single cherry tomato.
Oh, yes.
Japan still has the streak continues of serving only one cherry tomato, no matter the size of the plate, even here. Just one.
And this is, what a way to take it home. You get in there. You have your feast. You get that taru, probably some ebi, some shrimp in there. Yeah, all types of fried things. Looks like a great joy and a pleasure. And yeah, Matt, I like this. I think that Children's Day is one that flies under the radar a little bit because it's right during Golden Week, and so if you don't have kids, you're probably just not thinking much about it. But it is a cool holiday, and celebrate it, everybody. Put up your koi no bori, get your Kabuto samurai helmet, and have a party at Seiko Mart.
All right, well, that wraps up the Children's Day, Mike. We got one more campaign we're gonna feature.
Yes, we do. We got a big one, Matt. We have got well, if you remember last week, 7-Eleven had a couple of hot campaigns, and one of those was the Kyushu. So it was a festival or a campaign focused on Kyushu-related cuisines. Matt, New Days this week, Matt, is doing the same thing. We've got an Okinawa Kyushu fair coming out of, as I said, New Days. Yes. New Days. So, all right. And Matt, we should put a little disclaimer on that. This is probably going to end before the podcast goes out. But hey, if you're in Japan, they always have some, some items left over. So, they say it ends on the 28th. They're still going to be there. So get in there. All right, Matt. what do we got? Okinawa, the island we all know and love. And we've got Kyushu, the southern part of Japan. Matt, we're looking at a lot of items. I don't know exactly how much of these you would say is Kyushu. I think Okinawa's doing a lot of the legwork, but Matt, we've got Spam, Sugo Oni, the crazy onigiris that New Days does. We've got a Hakata Mentaiko Nori Bento in onigiri. Yeah, and now we've come to some that I'm actually excited about. We got the taco rice fu style onigiri and taco rice. You might think, what is taco rice? So good. It's rice on top. You got taco meat, you got lettuce, you got tomato, you got some sauce, but it's just absolutely amazing. You have an open sand with a taco meat and sarusa salad. Hey, taco rice fu. This one is also taco rice fu. Matt, we've got all types of things. We've got a, Okinawa brown sugar bagel. Matt.
Bagel.
We got a bagel coming.
That's the only one. I don't see that. That's not good. Walnut brown sugar bagel. That's the only loser in here.
Okay. We've got brown sugar latte, Matt. We've got Okinawa's, spicy ataribe, which is, squid. So, anyways, Matt, we got a lot of fun things here. Excited to see, the Konbini picking up some items from the south of Japan. Anything that stands out here? Any thoughts on this one?
Well, first of all, like you said at the start here, Mike, you said this is an Okinawa Kyushu fair. Okinawa's doing all the... What is Kyushu even doing here? Which is a shame, because Kyushu has a lot of food, like we heard, like the Hakata, Sugo, Onigiri. I guess that's it.
That's it.
But I gotta say, Mike, I am just pumped up about all this taco rice showing up here.
Yes,
in an onigiri form. What took so long? Oh, how good is that? Just handheld taco rice? Are you kidding me? Oh, it even has a little cheese in there, I guess. Whoa, little surprise. Then you got in that hot dog bun, the shaki lettuce with some taco rice and cheese.
Yes, sir.
I like it. Oh, that's taco meat. I'm sorry. Taco meat, which is also outstanding. That's just on a folded slice of bread. That's an interesting choice.
Yes. Open sand, Matt. It's an open sand, all right?
A little lazy there. But no, I think the celebration of some bi gourmet or sort of casual food from Okinawa is, I like this campaign, Mike, except for that bagel. I don't, bagels are tough. Only a handful of people in the world know how to make a bagel and put walnuts in a brown sugar bagel. That ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see that being a winner. Bagels. We haven't seen the Konbini even been able to perfect the burger yet, and to think they're going to be able to handle the bagel. I mean, that's
it's tough.
It's tough. There's no doubt. Yeah, but yeah, man, excited to see a campaign out of two convenience stores that we don't pick up that much, and that's Seiko Mart and New Days. All right, Matt. Well,
actually, real quick, I gotta plug in here. Sorry, man.
Okay.
Right back. My batteries drain faster.
Okay, sure. So he's getting free daycare, free preschool.
Sorry about this. Okay, I'm plugged in.
All right. Okay, so going into Chicky Wars. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll count it down. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right, Matt. Well, that wraps up the campaigns that we're looking at this week. So we're heading over to the Chicky Wars, Matt. This week, a little bit slow, unfortunately. Only got one new Chicky, but Matt, it's coming from a place that we love, and it looks absolutely outstanding. This is from Mini Stop. This is the chicken steak herb and garlic, Matt.
It looks so good.
It looks so freaking good. Oh my god. Oh my god. So Matt, yeah, what do we have to say? It's exactly as we said. It's a chicken steak, which is not like the deep fried chicken that you're used to. This is more like a broiled steak or a broiled chicken steak. But Matt, does this thing not look juicy? And those herbs and that garlic look absolutely outstanding. Matt, my mouth is watering as we're talking. What are your thoughts on this one?
I'll tell you what, Mike, I've been watching some ASMR mukbangs on YouTube recently, and I gotta say, I would love to see one with this chicky steak, herb, and garlic. Just, 20, 30 of these things lined up. This thing looks like a juicy boy, Mike, I gotta say. But what catches you, no doubt about it, is all the herbs and spices just sprayed into that crispy chicken skin right there. Yeah. This thing looks like a flavor bomb. Guy Fieri may want to pull up, take a trip to Flavortown at Mini Stop with this chicken steak here. It looks outstanding.
Yeah, and I just have to explain the way that these chicken steaks usually go. These broiled chicken steaks is, with the deep fried, with the Fami Chicky and stuff, on all sides you have the crispy sort of crust, and then inside you have the juicy chicken. But with the broiled ones, they don't have the deep fry. And so what they do a lot of times is you'll get this sort of interesting, structure where you have the chicken, and then it's only usually on one side that you get this nice, really nice cover of chicken skin, and that's doing a lot of the work. The juice in between that skin and that chicken, you better watch out. Watch out.
That was an incredible description.
Thank you.
All right. Well, all right, Mike. That wraps up the Chicky Wars this week. Only one new Chicky. It's on to the new item scoreboard. Let's take a look at the numbers. FamilyMart, 53 new items this week. Lawson, 55. 7-Eleven, 123. Mini Stops got 24. Daily Yamazaki at 5. Seiko Mart, 4. New Days, 14. What's your take on those numbers, Mike?
All right. In general, all right. I've noticed that Lawson has been coming ahead of FamilyMart a lot recently. That's sort of an interesting thing. And then also Seiko Mart and Daily Yamazaki actually have been low. Usually we like to see about 6 items or maybe 8 out of Daily Yamazaki, but been down in the 4 range recently. So, hope to see some more items out of those 2 convenience stores.
All right, well, let's take a look at our winners and losers. This is where we've perused all of these new items and found something that caught our attention and one that not so good. We'll start off with your loser this week, Mike. Always curious to see what you got picked out for us here. Let's see what we got.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. Matt, so I gotta say,
this looks good.
It does look all right. What this is the chuka soba, Chinese soba, another word for like ramen. Shinagawa aburaso, the thick flavor, Matt. And this is a cup noodle, Matt. But this is a specific type of cup noodle. Usually when you think cup of noodle, probably in the States, you're thinking a sort of like a cup shaped item, like the classic cup noodle, where you have I'd say kind of like a kind of tall, not too wide cup. But then there's another style of the cup ramen, and it's this almost like tray, basically. You often see it with like the yakisoba, the UFO yakisoba and stuff like that. And I gotta be honest, I've never been a big fan of the tray cup noodles. And the reason is because I feel like they kind of cater a little bit towards these sort of like really heavy flavor cup noodles. And so I agree. This looks all right, and I'm sure that the Shinagawa, this like famous chuka soba place is probably delicious. But I can imagine what's inside here. It's probably like way sort of overloaded on the oil. It's probably like way too heavy. And so I hate to do it to the abaroso. Abaroso means like the oil-loso, like the great oil. So I hate to do it to the abaroso. It's not actually a call out specifically on abaroso, but just sort of these like the sort of tray style cup noodles in general. So I just saw this and I thought, this is because I'm not one to talk about, and so this is what I kind of picked up as my loser for the week here.
I agree with you, Mike. The tray cup noodle, I would typically get one of those about 2, maybe 3 beers into the evening. That's when these start looking good, especially the packaging. They make the packaging very appealing.
Yes, they do.
On these items. I'll tell you what, this did look good, but once you explained abaroso to me, they are leaning heavy into the oil on this one. I don't need to slick up my GI tract. That's already lubed up sufficiently. So, nice pick as I reflect on the explanation you gave there, Mike.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. My loser this week, Mike, comes out of 7-Eleven. Haven't had a 7-Eleven loser in a while, I don't think.
It's
but
true. Oh boy.
This is the Guzai Tappuri Todori Cheese Tomato Gratin. So it's a tomato gratin with cheese on top, Mike. But it looks like they fished in the trash can at the end of a shift and just threw in whatever was made its way in there. This thing just looks like a pile of hot garbage with cheese melted all over it. And it's got this lovely brown ring that looks like, like a dive bar toilet bowl around 3 a.m. on a Saturday morning, Yeah, Mike, there's not enough toilet paper in the world you could give me to eat this thing. What do
Matt,
olives, mushrooms, tomatoes, bacon, onions. There's no real rhyme or reason to the
no, and there's just that floppy cheese on the side. Oh God,
yeah.
These olives almost look like eyes, Matt. Maybe it's because I've been playing Elden Ring too long right now. Elden Ring is a game created by the famous, by the studio FromSoft, who make the games like Dark Souls, which are famous for being like very difficult, and the aesthetic is also very famous. And anybody who's played Dark Souls knows of this this infamous area called Blighttown. And Blighttown is this like, you like go down into the earth, and then you come across this like really like almost midnight dark sort of like slum, and inside there's all these like poisonous and like undead creatures. And basically that's what I sort of thought when I first saw this. It reminds me of like a sort of Blighttown aesthetic here. Like anywhere you step, you're gonna die. You'd have to be very cautious eating this. I mean, I could see, I'm getting kind of flashbacks to when I backstabbed by some undead skeleton, Blighttown. So, anyways, Matt, great choice. This is a pile of shit. This is awful.
All right, let's turn the page, move on to our winners. We'll kick off with yours, Mike. Let's see what you got for the winner this week. 7-Eleven. Oh, I had a feeling this was going to show up.
Yeah, Matt. All right, I've got a lot of explaining to do here, and apologies. I think it's fair to say nowadays that when I'm picking a winner, it's going to be shoe cream, popcorn, or salt lemon chew high, Matt. And this is exactly what this is. This is a salt lemon chew high, but that's the sweet salt lemon. So this is a spin on this a little bit sweeter salt lemon chew high from Lemon Dough. One of our favorite lines of chew highs in Japan. And Matt, this item has no description. I don't even really have to. I saw a bunch of other great items this week.
Yeah.
And I've also complained about, the 7-9% Shuhais pretty recently, but this is 7%. I saw it and I wanted to pick out something more exciting and new, but I just had to be true to myself. This is my winner for the week. I'm going to buy it for the next probably 3 months.
Mike, this is one of the best looking cans I've ever seen. The light blue, the yellow that pops, that lemon dripping, that Shio kanji right above it. This is what Japan needs to be doing, by the way, in the States. They're trying to sell these one-cup sakes, and they're calling it all these whack-ass English names. No, you got to throw some weird kanji up there, make it look hot, make it pop. These things are going to fly off the shelves here. It's even got a little bow.
Oh.
Ooh, there's a name for that bow. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
right at the top. I mean, yeah, that is a little present to yourself at the end of a long, hard day. Nice choice, Mike. I thought this might show up.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, my winner, Mike. This comes out of Mini Stop, and I gotta say, I'm pretty pumped up about this one. This is the Gekikata American dog, but so the very spicy, extreme spicy American dog, of course, the corn dog. That's what they call a corn dog at the conveni. But Mike, it's chorizo, they're saying. They're saying this is chorizo sausage here, Mike. So we're looking at that perfect breading. It looks like even the breading, it's red.
Yeah.
So maybe even the breading has some spicy stuff in it, but then it's loaded with a spicy chorizo sausage. And of course, Mike, they got that. We talked about that Kabuto helmet had some laser guided precision on it. No greater precision out there than maybe diamond cutters, Mike, have greater precision, but really it's that mustard ketchup squirt packet, Mike, on full display here, just ripping a Formula One track onto this American dog. Oh my goodness. This looks awesome.
Yes. Yes, this does. And can you just scroll down a little bit further? Just take a look at Mini Stop's lineup here. Are you kidding me?
Lineup is outrageous.
Yeah, we've got the new, the super spicy American dog. We've got the Soto... What is it? Sotoku.
Yes.
Tomato and mustard. Thing. Right. A Korean, thing. We've got the Frankfurt, and that guy is no joke right there.
Big old wiener.
Yeah, and then we've got the classic big American dog. Matt.
It looks like a fungo bat. Look at that.
I gotta say, thank you for picking this up. And I have to say, maybe this is the first time I told you, but I think it was your enthusiasm for the American dog that actually first, led me to try it in Japan. And I think you're kind of my American dog mentor, I gotta be honest. And, this is just, right in step. When it comes to the American dogs, I'd say that you're the master. And I agree. This is looking hot, and this is looking damn good.
That's a real honor, Mike. I gotta say, my mentor was a classmate at language school who was totally hammered one night. Actually threw up on the train, but she picked one of these boys up before all that happened, and I thought, ooh, that did look pretty good. So that's the knowledge chain there, the epistemology of the American dog tastiness. All right, Mike, that wraps up our winners and losers for the week. Now it's on to my favorite segment, At the Gemba with Mike. The Gemba, of course, the place where the action happens. Mike, you're in Japan where the action happens. What do you got for us this week?
Matt, this week I've got something that I'm taking a little trip back, Matt. About a year ago, FamilyMart came out with a new line of chickens, and we were really excited. These were the crispy chicken. And if you remember, here, I'll just go ahead and share to jog our audience's memory.
I remember that.
The crispy chicken. What these are kind of like chicken tenders, Matt. And you can see it kind of, there's so they're chicken tenders. And they come in a couple different flavors. They have the plain, which is just, you know, the classic, and then the habanero,
Right.
the hot one. But they're smaller. Like I said, they're chicken tenders in that they're like the chicky you normally, you know the normal size of a chicky. I'd say it's about half of that. And then it's also a little bit like thicker. So it has a more sort of like dense chicken sort of flavor to it. The thing that I was initially disappointed was that these are advertised as crispy chickens. And, you know, I had it a couple times and they just were not crispy at all. They were a little bit, you know, like, I don't know, like just not crispy enough for me. Well, Matt, you know what? A couple days ago, I went to the Conbini and I was, you know, I was just looking through, you know, looking at the hot box. And I thought, you know what? I'll just give these guys another try. And Matt, I think I've discovered what's going on with these crispy chickens. Oh. First off, you got to get them hot off the press. You got to get them hot off the press. And if you do, they are pretty damn good and pretty crispy. And like I was saying, the great thing is that they do have that denser chicken in there. You've got more sort of, you know, like square inches of chicken. So you get a more sort of chickeny flavor. And so, Matt, I'd like to say, I think originally I gave these like a 2-star, or like something like that. I'm going to bump it up, say it's like 3.5 stars. These are okay. And, you know, I think they're pretty popular. So I'd like to like just kind of step back and say like, you know, I think I missed the mark on these guys.
Well, always good to go back and double check. You know, the battering here is pretty interesting, Mike. It looks like it's sort of wrapped in a rope of batter, just sort of ropes. And I think that's where they're trying to get that by increasing the surface area of batter. It looks like that's where they're trying to like it looks like they're canyons of batter here. That's where they're trying to get that crispy action going. Is that what you found there?
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. It's that sort of jagged, you know, surface that does a lot of work. And yeah, because it's not consistent throughout, like the breading that you get on each bite. Right. And that also gives it that, like extra crunch if you get it fresh off the press. Yeah.
That's the trick, though. You got to get it fresh off the press. So, you know, get to know your local Conbini owner, get that schedule, and queue up, everybody. That's the lesson there.
Push notifications, man.
Ooh, there's an idea. Push notifications that is a good idea, right? Yeah, let's write that down. Yeah. All right. So, wow, that wraps up episode 83, Mike. Thanks to everybody for listening, and a special thanks to everybody who's bought us a chickie. We have a new donor, Mike. Devin Pine has donated a chickie yesterday. Just read his message real quick. The Conbini is the second best thing about Japan. The best is the tiny K-trucks. So damn cute, and plus they bring the goods to the Conbini. Thank you for bringing the Conbini to our lives during these times when we can't travel to Japan. You're welcome, Devin. Glad you're enjoying the podcast. Also, big shout out to Carrie G. St. Michel, MH Bongo, Professor H, Matt D, Antonio Waite, Crew of Japan, Bobby Judo, and Anonymous. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can head over to buymeacoffee.com/conbiniboys and buy us a chickie. Please share, rate the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, check us out on YouTube if you want to see all this hot Conbini action. Subscribe and like, and then you can follow us on Twitter. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And, Mike, hey, I'll see you at the Conbini.
See you at the Conbini. Conbini boys, to the Conbini boys, to the Conbini, to the Conbini, to the Conbini, to the Conbini.